Welcome back. We've got Mr. Dennis Amakre, former Assistant Director of the SSS, joining us in the studios this morning. Thank you for coming on today.
Good morning.
Well, that bit is the part that not a lot of people expected to see that. But now it's all out there.
It's there.
In the open, and it suggests several things. And I know people read several meanings into it. What does that suggest to you?
A lot of meaning. Firstly, I think it shows that the top is not together, whereby top cabinet members are openly, having altercations right in front of the cameras, So I believe that there is more to it than meets the eye, and there is this buck passing, and the blame game is going on. So I think there is more we have to see.
And even looking at that, it suggests some things may have been bottled up. Perhaps they've not spoken, and coming for that FEC, thankfully it was postponed, and eventually they have another FEC after that leaked memo, and so sparks had to fly.
You can see the anger in the head of service, with the head of service, where she's really very angry. Apparently she feels that they're dragging her into something that she's not aware of. So it's a way of expressing, that this is wrong.
Well, when a video like this, you are not new in the business, I mean, if a video like this comes to the surface, what immediate actions should agencies like your former agency, what immediate actions should they take?
There is no action they could take because this is beyond their purview. It's already in the public domain. First of all, they didn't stop it. In the Federal Executive Council chambers, where cameras are allowed in, so they will pick whatever happens, and you're not going to kill that kind of news that is going out.
Because some people argue that even though the vice president was there, and you had Oyoita herself, and then Kyari himself, and the National Security Advisor also there, it may not necessarily mean that they're discussing Maina's case.
It was actually, you can actually see that it was because of that particular letter, And then, of course, she has made it known earlier that she mentioned it to the president verbally, and then after seeing him, I'm sure they might not have seen for a very long time. So after seeing him, said, "Why are you accusing me wrongly?" And that will boil out and boil over.
So that's the sense you make out of it?
Pardon me?
That's the sense you make out of it?
I think that's what is going on there.
How is it that such documents even get leaked? They're supposed to be confidential documents.
You have to understand that, many things get leaked in this country. Although most files you see in the presidency or even in the civil service are marked top secret. Even ordinary buying of tea or something like that is marked top secret, So these documents do go out. And a very good example is the one that got leaked about the
warning to the president.
Exactly. The one that was going to the president, and it was all over the place about an MPC.
And part of that comment where I think one of the dailies was saying, quoting what the chief of staff was saying to the head of service, that I was going to query you and you provide photographic evidence with your meeting with the president, but he knows he can't get that.
Of course,
What was he driving at?
Well, I think there's a power play where people are trying to flex their muscles and showing that they are either stronger than the other one. But it's a very bad omen for this country where top people are out there, dancing naked in the marketplace.
And when you said that, it appears she's trying to say, look, you can't put this on me. She had to clear her name and her office, because that office had come into a lot of backlash lately as a result of this. I remember there was also that memo, which I think they say emanated from the Office of the Minister of Interior, saying that she was privy to all of those. But then there are those who have raised questions saying, look, speaking about the whereabouts now of Mr. Maina, that how is it that he comes into the country, he left in the first instance, he's back in the civil service, and Interior was aware, and then his name was on the wanted list of the commission, Nothing was done about it.
That shows you the gap of communication that is happening right now, you know. And basically, I think it's something that must be fixed right away. The EFCC is looking for him. He's on their list. You know, meanwhile, they are accusing the SSS for protecting him, you know, and the back and forth. You don't actually know who is protecting this guy. He's out there, he's been promoted and is reported to duty, and the appropriate office, which is the head of service, is supposed to know, but she's saying she doesn't know. The letter came in from the Interior Minister, and then of course it boils down to one thing. I think all the fingers are now pointing at the Attorney General. So, and nobody is coming out to say anything. That is my concern right now, because the government should come out, either a spokesman or somebody, to tell us that this is the right situation of what is going on, and then control this particular situation, because it's going to flow all over the place.